Hello, my name is Carley Wright and welcome to my ePortfolio. In this video, I will be presenting my ePortfolio created as a final project for the Intro to Communications and Media course. This portfolio is a compilation of content that I have created throughout the semester and focuses on specific themes and topics that I have found to be interesting and important to the overall communications and media industry. Within this portfolio, there will be both written and screencast pieces that discuss my understanding and interpretations of the many elements crucial to the inner workings of both the current journalistic and mass media worlds. Below are a few social media icons that provide links to the content I have created thus far outside of the CUNY community. This page will also serve as the home to the screencast I am currently recording. Before I get into an overview of the content, let me begin by sharing a bit about myself. As I have previously mentioned, my name is Carley Wright, and I am a BA Communications and Media major at CUNY School of Professional Studies. I am a passionate writer and web designer, and for the past 5 months, I have been discovering the intricate ins and outs of the communication and media industries, and further developing the skills that expand upon my knowledge and interests. With a background in performing arts, I have found a true love for storytelling, whether it is through writing, digital design, or dance. I have been filled with creative inspiration from each of these fields, and they have all guided me to where I am today. Below is a quote by Michelle Obama that I find holds immense value and importance. There's power in allowing yourself to be known and be heard, in owning your unique story, in using your authentic voice. This quote serves as a reminder to myself as both a writer and a human. There is power that comes with the acceptance of who we are as individuals. Our voices have power, but only when others can hear them. To better put into terms exactly what I do, let me click over to my resume page where I have a downloadable version of my current resume. In addition to an internship with NYC Nature Hope, where I am a content writer writing weekly written content breaking down the stigmas around mental health, I also write and edit a blog entitled Leap and Lift, and freelance as a web designer. I have a BFA from Pace University and am currently pursuing my BA from CUNY School of Professional Studies. Now that I have shared a bit about myself, let's get into the content of this portfolio. Under the Program Reflection tab located in the main menu, there's a drop-down box filled with 3 subheadings that serve as the specific themes that I chose to emphasize within this portfolio. Let's start with the first one, Analysis of Political and Social Movements Within Media. Within this course, we have discussed many concepts in which exemplify the crucial role of the media within everyday life. However, as we are currently experiencing a time of both social and political shifts, the existence and importance of the media has only grown exponentially. I have discovered from both this course and from first-hand experiences that platforms offered by different forms of media allow for the rise of political and social movements to evolve and accumulate global influence like never before. At the current rate in which the media platforms allow for such movements to develop, I can only imagine an increase in the impact and accessibility to the information and resources regarding such movements in the future. The assignments highlighted below offer a look into my analysis and share my insight in regard to the hand-in-hand relationship between political and social movements and the media. The first piece is an assignment analyzing a social movement that I am personally interested in, which is Black Lives Matter. Within this piece, I express the movement's goals and their presence on social media. I briefly discuss the viral media Blackout Tuesday associated with the Black Lives Matter movement and explain why I think it is a successful movement overall. The next assignment is a screencast recorded presentation that I put together to analyze a political ad that was produced in a different direction than I had ever seen before. This assignment relates to the overall theme due to the important role media sources play within the political campaign. You can watch the video here. Finally, the third assignment discusses the role of social media within sports journalism. This piece discusses the creation of athlete-driven media and its ability to allow athletes to speak freely about positive and negative of the sport, and its direct effect on their lives, as well as implementation of societal change within the sports industry. Moving along, let's head to the second theme. Personal application of media, methods, and tools. Throughout this course, I was able to analyze the many methods and tools used by journalists and media practitioners and discover their direct presence within my life. The assignments below depict my investigation into the specific forms of media I personally prefer and consume on a frequent basis, and further discuss their overall impact and mechanics from both the consumer and journalistic point of view. The first assignment discusses the two media sources I personally use to consume news, CNN and the New York Times, as well as one source that I don't use very often, Twitter. I emphasize the demographics of each source and what the reasons are as to why I am either drawn in or deterred away from them. The next assignment is a screencast presentation analyzing and comparing the overall media marketing strategies of two specific brands and determining their successes and failures. From this assignment, I was able to gain perspective from a business point of view and see how such marketing tactics directly affect consumers such as myself. You can play the video here. The third assignment, Public Relation and Branding, serves as an investigation into the very frequently used site of Airbnb and how cities are branded. In this assignment, I was able to choose a city that I would love to visit, Washington, D.C., and investigate how it is branded and if I feel it is an accurate representation of the city. Finally, the last assignment incorporated within this theme allowed for me to research one of my favorite TV shows, Friends, and find out more about the company who owns the show. I discussed the culture industry and how the show fits into the company. Lastly, the third theme represented within my portfolio is research of observations and media restrictions. Throughout the semester, we discussed the many restrictions placed upon media sources, as well as the restrictions created by media sources. The content below emphasizes research and observations in regard to different forms of media restrictions, from government regulations and net neutrality to algorithm biases and big data. These assignments also discuss my personal take on whether or not such restrictions would be beneficial to the public as consumers. Let's take a look. The first assignment incorporated into this theme discusses the controversial topic of net neutrality, along with software restriction and government regulations. I touch upon issues regarding net neutrality as well as the open versus closed software debate. Next is an assignment that reflects both the successes and failures of Silicon Valley. Along with the pros and cons of Silicon Valley's wealth, power, and innovation, I express whether or not I believe government regulation within Silicon Valley would be overall beneficial. Finally, the assignment entitled Big Data, Algorithms, and Dating Apps researches algorithmic biases as well as the idea of collaborative filtering and evaluates both positive intentions and unintentional consequences associated with it. At the end of this piece, I discuss two companies who have recently been under fire for algorithmic biases present within their technology that are causing discriminatory acts. This only emphasizes the need to eliminate discrimination within technology and the overall biases present within algorithms. This past semester, I have learned an immense amount of knowledge pertaining to the fundamental concepts within the communications and media industries. I have enjoyed finding the relevance and importance of such concepts in today's world. This concludes my presentation of my ePortfolio. Thank you very much.